Right now, live at 5, lawmakers grill top government health officials about concerns in the race for a coronavirus vaccine.
Back in Minnesota, this time it's the president's son hoping to win over the votes of Minnesotans.
We hear from students about their concerns of living in the dorms.
Major changes to the Bentleyville Tour of Lights.
And how to give blood and get a free beer in Grand Rapids. That and more in today's City by City. Plus, after a weird start to the fall semester, students move in at UMD. A look ahead at the unconventional year.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from the deck where Donald Trump Jr. is set to speak soon. We're also covering protests on the Iron Range in response to mayors who declared their support for the president's re-election bid. Good evening. I'm Anthony Matt. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. Donald Trump Jr. is in Duluth today addressing supporters for his father's re-election campaign. Here's a live look inside the deck right now. The president's oldest is expected to start speaking any minute now. The event was capped at 250 people, and DEC officials tell us the campaign team will be adhering to local and state COVID-19 safety protocols. This is the third Duluth stop by a high-profile member of the president's team in less than 3 months. That includes Ivanka Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and now Don Jr. Again, we are still waiting for Trump Jr. to start speaking. We will cut to it live when he does. And before that, we'll turn to the weather with Dave. Dave, it is chilly out there today and has been for the last couple days.
And this morning, really chilly.
Yeah.
That's why we had those frost advisories and freeze warnings. And like I was thinking last night, we're doing it again tonight into tomorrow morning. The cold will keep on coming. Here's a live look right now at what's going on in Ashland, because today, as far as sky conditions went, it was a little cloudy, but on the drier side for Minnesotans, even cloudier for Wisconsin and parts of the UP, and some rain showers kicked off. But it looks like calmer conditions towards Ashland with this live look, though the clouds in the sky look still tall enough to deliver a few more showers as the night goes on. But I think the higher pressure from the north with its cold air as it continues to push into our region will finally overcome the lower pressure trying to work up from the southwest, and will all start to clear up overnight and then cool down again. But on a bright note, it should start to warm up again by Thursday afternoon. So we take a look at our day planner for Thursday, which says we're going to get that pretty chilly start. Duluth superior temperature will be around 35 degrees. Could be closer to 30, of course, farther inland. And in a little bit, we'll show you a map of who gets a freeze warning and who gets a frost advisory. But this time around, it covers everybody. Last night, the UP was off the hook. Now they're in the mix as well. By lunchtime tomorrow, it'll be clear to partly cloudy as the high takes over, and we start to nudge back upwards with temperatures. By tomorrow evening, we'll have a high of 63, which is about 5 degrees cooler than normal. But by next week, we could get back into the 70s again. I'll tell you for how long, coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Top Trump administration health officials took the hot seat before Senate today to defend the government's oversight over the development of a coronavirus vaccine. The president has promised a vaccine would be available by the end of the year, but a recent CBS News poll shows a majority of Americans are skeptical. Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
The director of the National Institutes of Health and the U.S. Surgeon General assured a Senate panel that politics will not play a role in the development of a coronavirus vaccine.
The rigor of the scientific evaluation of safety and efficacy will not be compromised.
There has been no politicization of the vaccine process.
Under the Trump administration's Operation Warp Speed, 6 vaccine candidates are in rigorous trials, with 3 of them in the 3rd phase.
So you're still confident that you'll see a vaccine sort of before the end of the year?
By the end of the year is the goal, yes.
A recent CBS News poll shows a majority of registered voters think a vaccine that soon would be rushed through.
There will be no shortcuts, and when a vaccine is either approved or authorized by the FDA, I and my family will be in line to get it.
This week, 9 drug manufacturers took the rare step of signing a pledge to ensure they would not seek regulatory approval before trials showed their vaccine is safe.
A trial by AstraZeneca has been paused after one participant suffered an adverse reaction possibly related to the vaccine. The NIH director told lawmakers that's the way the system should work.
This ought to be reassuring to everybody listening. When we say we are going to focus first on safety and make no compromises, here is Exhibit A.
Both experts committed to working to make sure cost would not be an obstacle once a vaccine is available. The Surgeon General also warned that this coming flu season would be the most important of our lifetime and urged Americans to also get a flu shot.
The head of the NIH also says he believes it's possible a final coronavirus vaccine could require more than one dose to become fully effective. And when it comes to public trust, the Surgeon General says he's looking at using celebrities and social media influencers to help get out factual information on COVID vaccinations. Well, back to our top story. Donald Trump Jr. is about to take the stage over at the deck. We'll take a live listen in for a few minutes here.
This great state, and frankly, everywhere else. I mean, when I drive around, I did 3 stops in Ohio earlier today. You know, it's literally like 9. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I got to cover it all, right? I mean, I may even end up in Wisconsin later on, and do. But you know, when I see what's going on around the country, it just feels awesome. You know, real Americans are really getting what's going on. They understand what's happening. They understand that they're being lied to by the mainstream media. And they've had enough. You know, I see it in the signage, you know, even in, some of these blue-collar areas, right? Blue-collar Democrat areas, it's like 95-5 Trump signs, right? And some of these areas were, again, traditional blue-collar Democrat strongholds. That was back when the Democrat Party used to actually represent blue-collar America. But they don't now. I heard there's some steel workers in here. Where we at? You know what? Had I looked a little bit further, I would have said yes, probably steel workers. I have a question for you guys. What do you think about your union supporting Joe Biden? I mean, no, but think about it. I mean, this is the example of sort of, I call it liberal privilege, right? I wrote a book about it. The unions of steel workers are going to support Joe Biden and spend their union dues supporting a campaign and a man who has probably single-handedly done more damage to manufacturing jobs than any other human being in American history, right? Joe Biden supported NAFTA wholeheartedly. He supported TPP, all in. He supported and spent years pushing for China's permanent status in the World Trade Organization. That alone destroyed more middle-class jobs in this country than probably any other person around, certainly more than any other politician alive. But that's what we're up against. You know, a union whose workers are going to be overwhelmingly pro-Trump, right? But they've been bought and paid for by the Democrat Party.
That was the president's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., speaking at the deck live here tonight. We'll have much more from his campaign stop tonight on the CBS 3 News at 6. And before that visit to Duluth today, Minnesota's DFL party held a virtual meeting criticizing the Trump administration. Party members included State Representative Liz Olson, St. Louis County Commissioner Keith Musoff, and former 8th District Congressman Rick Nolan. They talked about how the federal coronavirus response has forced businesses to let go of workers, including Essentia and the Verso paper mill. Local representatives believe these recent visits from the Trump campaign are meant to distract from the real issues.
It's an attempt to divide us. It's an attempt to distract. It's an attempt to take away from everything that we know Minnesotans care about.
The Trump administration, and it's a prime example today with Donald Jr. being in town. You know, if they're professional at something, they're professional at distracting.
Along with the Biden-Harris ticket, DFL leaders pushed for the re-election of Minnesota State's federal Senator Tina Smith. Meanwhile, the wife of a presidential candidate joined Minnesota leaders for a conversation about back-to-school safety this morning. Dr. Jill Biden, Governor Tim Walz, and Senator Amy Klobuchar met with teachers and staff at Jeffers Pond Elementary School just outside the Twin Cities. It's part of their back-to-school tour. Biden was a teacher for more than 30 years. She called the job a calling and said this year they're making the best of a challenging situation.
So educators, advocates, and parents are bringing every ounce of creativity and care and love to making sure that students don't fall behind. Because that's what we do.
Biden also discussed her husband Joe Biden's plans to make schools safe and equitable. She says he wants to expand access to PPE and technology to help students learn, and also address the growing need for mental health services as students and teachers cope with the pandemic. Still to come on Live at 5, give a pint and get a pint for the Memorial Center's blood drive in Grand Rapids, and Neighbors Helping Neighbors in Nashwauk. City by City is coming up next. And tonight at 6, we're continuing our coverage of Donald Trump Jr.'s visit to Duluth. Stay with CBS 3 for the latest.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, Local, CBS 3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Lawless criminals terrorize Minneapolis. Joe Biden takes a knee. The weak response from Biden and radicals like Ilhan Omar has led to chaos and violence. And their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, making crucial federal resources available to protect Minnesota's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is your child on track? As a caregiver, we love watching babies reach milestones, like that first smile, that first giggle, first steps and words. Some children need a little extra help to learn and grow. If you've noticed that your child isn't reaching certain milestones, don't worry. Free help is available for children ages birth to 5. Whether your child is at home, in daycare, or in preschool, the Help Me Grow referral system connects you to the early intervention program in your area. Visit helpmegrowmn.org or your local school district to make sure your child is on track.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, so I got to work. I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I became a national advocate. Went door to door in Brainerd, then St. Paul, went up to Canada to bring back insulin for a fraction of what drug companies charge here. But Pete Stauber went to Washington and voted against making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable. I approve this message because Minnesota can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
So you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have a range of Medicare Advantage plans, some including dental, vision, prescription, and travel benefits.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
Giving blood and getting beer in Grand Rapids, plus Neighbors Helping Neighbors in Nashwauk. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting off in Grand Rapids, where the United Way and Memorial Blood Centers are partnering for a community blood drive on Thursday. The Give a Pint, Get a Pint blood drive will be held in partnership with Clockout Brewing in downtown Grand Rapids from 9 to 4. Donors will be able to donate a pint of blood and then receive a pint of beer from the brewery in return. Donations are by appointment only. Now to Nashwauk, where volunteers from Neighbors Helping Neighbors received a delivery of food from the area market. The program gives market customers an option to buy a brown bag of groceries to be donated to those in need. The program started in 2018 as a way to help fight hunger in greater Minnesota. And finally, finishing off in Washburn, where an area restaurant was voted fairest of them all for their waffle cone creation. Harbor House Sweets was the first prize winner in the annual Best Fair Food in Bayfield contest. The owner says they came up with the waffle cone idea after a visit to New York City. The deep fried treat was originally intended to be sold at Applefest before the cancellation. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
The sky above Hibbing Chisholm is a little bit thinner cloud-wise than it is over towards Ashton. That's because higher pressure from the north is trying to clear the sky and cool us down again. More advisories and freeze warnings to talk about, and we'll chat about them in more detail right after this break.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Duluth Stove and Fireplace offers a full line of Finleo sauna rooms, sauna heaters, and sauna accessories. Visit us online at duluthstove.com or come see us at Duluth Stove and Fireplace at 27th Avenue West and Michigan Street and see your next sauna.
Families are reeling right now, enduring illness, losing their employers' plans in droves. They need lifelines now. My plan lowers healthcare costs, gets us universal coverage quickly when Americans desperately need it. This is my promise to you. When I'm president, I will take care of your health care coverage and your family the same way I would my own. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS 3.
Up to 60% off on summer clothing and footwear from the North Face in Columbia at Northwest Outlet.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
For up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Stay away from here.
Live local weather coverage on CBS 3 Duluth. CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Stokey's Meat Market. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the garden, we're getting another round of freeze warnings and frost advisories, and they've expanded overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, wider than they were this morning. So this time around, the freeze warning will go from just inland in Minnesota down through the head of the lakes and into Douglas County in Wisconsin. And then the rest of us face a frost advisory, even the Upper Peninsula this time around. So low temps will be in the 30s. Gardeners, take care, take precautions, and hopefully things will be all right. If your crops can make it through this little round of cold weather here, we do steadily improve temperature-wise, at least for the next 7 days. And you may be able to push the growing season just a little bit longer. Well, let's talk about current conditions at the airport in Duluth. Cold start to the morning, a little bit on the cool side for a finish. It's only 52 degrees at the airport in Duluth. The normal temp is around 67, 68 for the high. 57% is the relative humidity. The wind's running 7 miles per hour, and our air pressure at the surface is low at 30.43 inches of mercury. But up aloft a few thousand feet, there's a low pressure system from the southwest pushing clouds up and over that dome. And so we have a cloudier sky and some showers, especially in Wisconsin and Michigan. And where the cloud cover is the thickest, it's reasonably chilly. Mid-40s for the Upper Peninsula, mid-40s towards Hayward and for Solon Springs. But where we're getting some breaks in the clouds here, we're starting to see 50 in Ashland, 53 for Superior, and 52 in Moose Lake, and then a whole slew of 50s for most of the Arrowhead of Minnesota. Exceptions can be found, of course, at the tip of the Arrowhead, upper 40s around Grand Marais, both by the lake and up the Gunflint Trail a couple of miles. Temperatures for lows here tonight, falling into the low 30s for many of us again, hence the advisories for frost and the freeze warning for many communities. So, a tale of two cities, a tale of two pressure systems. The high coming in from the north is trying to clear the sky, cool us down. But that big low pressure system that brought plenty of snow to Colorado is streaming this way towards the northeast, pushing clouds into our region. And as we can see here on the Doppler map for right now, a couple of rain showers. Nothing really heavy, but moderate little cells and clusters are starting to pop up here in northern parts of Bayfield County. That could continue through the evening, but after midnight the trend will be for the clearing and for the cooling. And then I think we'll stay that way Thursday and Friday with the high pressure in control, keeping it a little bit cool for the mornings. But the sunshine in the afternoon could allow us to get back into the 60s again. So from 50s to 60s, and then once we get into the weekend, we'll probably stick around the 60s. But that big Colorado low will come our way. But with our warming temperatures, we'll probably get rain rather than snow, at least this time around. Okay, let's see what's coming around tonight for Minnesota's temperatures. The lows will fall towards the 30s for most places here. 40 right by the lake is possible. Maybe not probable, but it is possible. Clear and cool for Minnesota. And clearing and cool in Wisconsin and Michigan, with lows there running from about 30 to 35 degrees. Now eyeing up tomorrow, partly cloudy in the afternoon for Wisconsin and the UP, with highs from 61 to 64, just a few degrees below normal. Minnesota gets upper 50s to low 60s by the lake, and then low to mid 60s inland with a partly cloudy sky. And now we take a look at the extended forecast with a steady increase in temperatures through Tuesday. Tony, 73 degrees, at least for a day, then perhaps just a little bit cooler. Rain chances, that one on Saturday, it's an 80% shot. Could be a good soaker since it's already brought, you know, a foot worth of snow to Colorado. At least we're not getting a foot of snow. I know some folks really love early season snow, but others of us would like to put it off at least a little while longer.
I don't mind early season snow as long as it melts and then we get back to temperatures like you have on the 7-day there.
You know, I saw that in 1982 where we got snowmobiling snow in September, and then it went away through October before it came back again.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen this year. Thanks, Dave. After COVID-19 concerns forced an extra 2-week wait, UMD students are finally moving into their homes on campus. Today is part of a 5-day moving process in order to follow social distancing guidelines and prevent the spread of COVID-19. For check-in, students and their families were split into 2 lanes to get the keys to their room and information. Students had to fill out a questionnaire before even making the drive to campus in order to make sure they had no coronavirus symptoms. UMD officials say if a student does start having symptoms while they're in school, they have a plan.
And then if students, once they're on campus, become sick or are exposed to somebody who's been diagnosed with COVID, we do have space to isolate or quarantine them on campus as well.
Students who are kept in isolation will get meals delivered to them each day. Bentleyville's Holiday Lights display will see a big twist this year. You won't be walking around the Duluth destination, you'll actually be driving. Bentleyville organizers made that announcement today, hoping this change will help prevent the spread of COVID-19 and an event that typically draws thousands each night. Vehicles will drive on plywood mats through Bayfront Park, a path that will cost Bentleyville around $30,000 to build. There will also be a $10 entry fee this year. Usually it's free. They hope the cost will help make up for lost finances, especially from sponsors that can't afford to donate this year. Nathan Bentley, Bentleyville's executive director, says the goal is to keep as many traditions alive as possible.
They were there when they were teenagers, they've been married, they have children, and it's their traditions for them. And it's important to our board. Our board was, how do we make this happen?
So far, Bentley says they're still considering whether you will have to make a reservation to drive through Bentleyville. Organizers say they've been working with the city and MnDOT on a traffic plan. We'll have much more on this story tonight at 10. Bentleyville is set to run from November 21st through December 27th. We'll be right back after the break.
Whether you want to stock up on jerky or grab some ribeyes for dinner, you will find quality products at Stokey's Meat Market. We have been delivering quality meat and deli items for the past 15 years, and we take pride in being the best choice in the area with the freshest products. Stop by either our Duluth or Hermantown location today to peruse our massive selection of chicken, sausage, and beef. And make sure to visit us online at StokeysMeatMarket.com to check out our weekly specials. Stokey's Meat Market, where quality and freshness come first.
Mediacom's fiber-powered broadband network was built for the future, and it's in your community. Delivering gigabit speeds to every home and business we serve. We'll be one of the first in the nation to take you to 10G, making your community one of the fastest in the world. The foundation is in place, and Mediacom will be making way for brilliant possibilities, igniting economic development and lighting up communities nationwide.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS 3.
Arrowhead Supply is your local professional source for kitchen, bath, and countertops since 1973. Whether you're planning to remodel or build new, Arrowhead Supply has a wide range of styles and finishes to choose from. We custom fabricate laminate, quartz, granite, or Corian countertops on site and provide top installation. View all of the new colors, materials, and wood available and receive help from our knowledgeable staff at our Lincoln Park showroom. Arrowhead Supply. Visit us today. Free in-home estimates available.
I have been working to lower prescription drug prices since my first day in the Senate.
And when Congress passed into law my bill to lower the price of insulin by making generics more available, progress finally. Now I'm working on a plan to manufacture drugs in America and build a supply chain so we're not relying on other countries for the medicine we need. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I'll work with anyone and do whatever it takes to get the job done.
I don't really want you anymore, and what you told me isn't how it truly is. Plus, my life has changed, and I don't know what to do.
Attention Duluth area. Do you feel you should break up with your timeshare? Join us and other owners for a free seminar in the Duluth area Wednesday, September 16th. This seminar will cover how the timeshare industry has been and will be impacted by our current situation. Attendees will also learn how our accredited contract cancellation firm can legally help. To reserve a seat, call 989-BREAKUP today.
Welcome back to gaming excitement in downtown Duluth. Fond du Lac Casino is currently open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily with a large selection of slot games available to brighten your day. The entire gaming floor is currently non-smoking with social distancing and COVID-19 protocols in place. We want you to have fun, but also stay safe when you visit. Log on to fondduluthcasino.com for the most up-to-date information during these ever-changing times. We're looking forward to seeing you smile under that face cover while you
have a great time out at Fond du Lac.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Right now, a group of Iron Rangers are rallying after several northeastern Minnesota mayors recently endorsed President Donald Trump's re-election campaign. CBS 3's Natalie Grant joins us live from that rally in Chisholm and explains what she's hearing from those in attendance.
On our own. This administration.
Tony, this rally just started mere moments ago. The many gathered here are from across the Iron Range, and as you said, they're speaking out against the recent endorsement of the Trump campaign by the mayors of Chisholm, Virginia, Two Harbors, Babbitt, Hoyt Lakes, and Evelyn. Now, some that I spoke with today say that it's a false representation of the entire area's views. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better look at what is happening behind me here. Several speakers are planning on addressing the crowd tonight, including Democrat Quinn Nystrom, who is challenging Republican Pete Stauber for the 8th congressional seat. Currently speaking is Mayor of Mountain Iron, Gary Scalco. He is one of the Iron Range mayors. He is against the endorsement. Now tonight, the group is calling on St. Louis County Attorney Mark Rubin to investigate whether the mayors cross any legal lines when endorsing Trump. They will also be announcing a recall of a petition aimed at removing Chisholm Mayor John Ciampa from his office. Now, Mayor Ciampa told us last week he has no plans to retract his support. I will motion over to the other area of the parking lot that we're in here. There is also a counter-protest that is happening here tonight, this evening. So far, it has been relatively peaceful between the two groups. Here, just signs and flags as people honk on the highway going by. But we can go back to the rally here as well. Now, you will know that this rally does come on the same night as the Chisholm City Council meeting, where the council will consider a resolution that reaffirming the city as a neutral party, but we'll have much more on that coming up tonight at 10. Kristen, Tony.
That was CBS 3's Natalie Grant live in Chisholm. As she mentioned, we will have much more on that story tonight at 10. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Have our certified nurse midwives provide personal one-on-one support and guidance for your next pregnancy. Visit essentiahealth.org to learn more.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part. Sponsored by Minnesota Department of Health. Aired in cooperation with the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
We are making progress in downtown Duluth. Lake Avenue has now reopened to traffic. Plus, Season 3 of Superior Street reconstruction is moving right along with an expected completion this fall. In these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to support our small, locally owned businesses, especially those in our construction zone. Whether it's a takeout meal or dining in, retail purchase or gift cards, they all make an impact in our community. Check out our progress and show your love for downtown Duluth small businesses.
A smile has the power to get you feeling all right. At Aspen Dental, we're making every day a little brighter with our Smile Wide, Smile Safe promise. We've got you covered in every way, giving deep cleaning a whole new meaning. And if you don't have insurance, we'll give you an extra safety net too, with a free new patient exam and x-rays. At Aspen Dental, We're making it all right to feel safe and get smiling. We promise. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Back in Minnesota. This time it's the president's son hoping to win over the votes of Minnesotans.
Coming up tonight, more details on how the Bentleyville Tour of Lights will be a drive-through.
Tonight at 6. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Your fall fashion headquarters with new arrivals daily. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park on a chilly Wednesday afternoon as we hit the halfway point of the week. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. The president's oldest son was in Duluth today holding a Make America Great Again campaign rally. Before Donald Trump Jr.'s visit to Duluth, Minnesota's DFL party had held a virtual meeting criticizing the Trump administration. Party members included State Representative Liz Olson, St. Louis County Commissioner Keith Moosoff, and former 8th District Congressman Rick Nolan. And tonight at 6, we're continuing our live local coverage of Donald Trump Jr.'s visit to Duluth. Stay with CBS 3 at 6 and 10 for the very latest. That's your news at 5. The CBS 3 Evening News is next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in a half hour.